Kaiser,
Nick.
Daima done. Daima done did it done.
Yeah, Daima done did it. Yeah, done did it now, son.
Done did it. It did.
It did. And you know what? I got to admit, it really did.
It really did. I liked
really
this episode a lot. I liked this episode. Top 3 episodes by far.
Yeah,
far and away.
Yo,
they put all goddamn the stank they put on that fight in the beginning with that Kamehameha ending up piercing through the dude and piercing the heavens themselves. Fucking beautiful. Loved it. Loved every second of before that first commercial break.
Yeah.
Fantastic. No notes. No notes.
It honestly, I'm not gonna say it fixes the entire show for me, but
it was a breath of fresh air for sure.
Yeah, I can't believe just to get the most negative thing I have to say out of the way. The most negative thing. The actual
I only have one.
The only fight choreography, all the fight choreography here has been a little meh. And not the animation. The animation's been great. The choreography's been a little okay. We got some cool looking punches, some cool looking kicks.
I give it credit in the fact that Goma is not a fighter.
Yeah, well, we've still got some really cool things here, and I will talk about that. In terms of the actual fighting choreography, using the environments, etc., it's been a little meh for a couple episodes. Again, some beautiful animation, and they do have some cool shots here and there. Some stuff that I was like, oh,
it was beautiful. That whole opening sequence, fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. But the standout stuff is just some of these really, really, really good framing shots, like Goku doing the thing where he brings his hand down. I know that's a shot that we've used a couple of times in Dragon Ball, but it still looks really cool every time. And here, they sold it. They sold it so good.
Yeah. It was gorgeous throughout. Everything was the art was beautiful. The colors were vivid. They even did a lot of cool dynamicism, when Goku got thrown, I guess, into the planet.
Oh, okay. So did you get flashbacks from Broly?
A little bit, yeah. Because that entire area it felt like a CG render, but it worked. It really worked.
It definitely felt like getting thrown into a new realm for a minute, so we can do some cool camera work stuff.
That said, you bringing up Broly made me feel like I was watching the first chunk of this episode. I'm like, this feels like the kind of shit they'd put in a movie. I could watch this on a big screen and be very satisfied.
Oh yeah, in terms of the animation quality for the last several episodes, they've reached movie quality several times.
This one specifically, though, this is the first time where I was sitting there feeling God damn. There was so much dynamic movement, that tracking shot where they're fighting while flying forward. They pulled out all of the fun tricks that I loved.
Yeah, and to call it impressive is really an understatement, because
it does a disservice to the level of amazing that this was.
Yeah, and if we just want to keep gushing about the fight, oh man, that Kamehameha. That is now in my top 5 Kamehamehas.
Top 3 for me. That I remember getting the goosebumps when Gohan fired it against Cell's first big one, Gohan's first Kamehameha. The one where he's defending everybody. Who's oh shit, look at that ball! Cell's trying to kill everybody.
Yeah, the one
that you muted everything behind it. That one is up there with this one for me, because shit, first of all, just visually, artfully beautiful. It was the first time in a long time in the show where I actually got some goosebumps just with how fucking pretty it was. And then when it pierced him, you got those shades of Demon King Piccolo. Then it pierced through the demon world walls, and I'm like, oh, that is cinema.
The moment I realized what was happening, I was like, keep going. I was like,
and I'm like, God damn, I'm glad this place is desolate. Just
I was freaking out, and then the moment we see Tamagami number 3, and it just the lighting and the explosion, and I was freaking out. Okay, every part that Dragon Ball fan part of me, deep that resonates deep in my soul, was screaming.
Yeah, that shit is a desktop wallpaper. That shot where it's just streaming out of him sitting there. That's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. I can't believe there's so many just gorgeous shots all throughout this episode, especially during that fight. I was so impressed with what they accomplished in terms of framing, of posing, and just overall selling it. Damn, man, dude,
Beautiful,
like
gorgeous.
Yeah.
No, again, like no notes.
And to be clear, I haven't been looking for this level throughout the entire show, but it is nice to get, because I haven't felt this particular way about any of the fights in this show since that Tamagami 3 fight. That Tamagami 3 fight was so damn good, and I've been waiting for them to do something as impressive and cool. And I will say, this show is so good about the Kamehameha. Whereas GT...
Yeah, they treat it with respect.
GT uses the Kamehameha way too much, and they're never all that good.
Enough that they had to multiply it by 10.
Yeah, they're never that impressive. This show, on the other hand, takes the Kamehameha and treats it like gold. Like when he breaks this out, something sick's gonna happen. Between the one against Tamagami 3,
the one against the dog.
No, but the one against the dog.
I did.
Actually,
I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah, insane to me. The one against the giant dog even looks really good. And then the upside down one. Again, the only thing I would have changed is I wouldn't have had him start over. I would have had him continue. Otherwise, that shit was ace. Damn. And so here, we just get one of the best in all of Dragon Ball. It looks amazing. And I'm sorry, I haven't been able to gush like this in episodes.
It feels good, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. No. And it doesn't just end there, too, because I got more to gush about. The episode...
I have plenty to gush about on this one, but I do want to get to my one caveat. Ooh. Why is Piccolo here? Poor Piccolo. Poor goddamn Piccolo. Like, I like the gag that they ended up with, but man, trying to put, like, I knew it wasn't going to work. I knew hitting him in the back of the head 3 times wasn't going to work on the first go.
Oh yeah, we all knew that.
I just feel so bad. Piccolo didn't, like, he's had like 10 lines this entire show, man. And
yeah,
and he's got nothing. He's got nothing.
Yeah, if the conversation is that he deserves better, he definitely does deserve better.
I'm glad. I can't feel too bad because he has his own whole ass movie now, but still, he's my favorite. I love him.
Look, he's one of my favorites too, and yeah, I'm just kind of like, on one hand, I'm glad he's here.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I like Piccolo being a part of the action, but also, bro didn't need to be.
Yeah.
Bro does not need to be here. Like, he showed up and then had nothing to do.
He served less plot relevance than Hybis.
Yeah. Well, we'll get the Hybis.
Yeah.
But, no, it is...
But I did like the gag that they ended up with. Like, you know, after they fail punching him in the back of the head 3 times, Arinsu brings up... Arinsu says, like, maybe the book can help us. And literally, Ku walks up. Ah!
Well, it's great, too, because it is one of those moments where Goma sort of defeats himself and that, like, he starts doing this power-up whirlwind thing, which sends everybody flying. And then Ku just finds himself in the exact right moment.
Just bashes him. It is shades of Yajirobe a bit.
A little bit.
Like, where he just, like, ends up, like, behind, just bashes him with the book 3 times and the eyeball pops out.
I will say...
I did dig that was how I was like, maybe the book can help us. And then the book helps you.
Yeah, and then, yes. I will say, and this isn't necessarily a negative or a criticism. It's kind of just, and I'll have to look back on and see how I feel about it in general. Super anticlimactic. Which is not actually that big of a problem.
It's not a big of a deal because he's like, again, the big problem we run into with him is he's not a particularly great final threat.
Yeah.
So being anticlimactic, it's kind of like the Omega Shenron situation. He's not a particularly interesting final villain because he hasn't been built up to enough or just didn't have, like, Goma had much more personality than Omega.
The problem we find with Goma isn't that he didn't have personality. It's that the personality kind of had to take a back seat once he became big buff guy who beats
big buff
up.
Dude. And then he just... I liked his attacks. I liked the fact that they were kind of mystical in nature. Like, he summoned a giant rod that fired out balls of energy that would turn into beams. I dug the weird nature of his offense.
Yeah, the thing that bothers me about that is that we didn't get more of it. I was
Yeah.
like, hell yeah. Yo, why wasn't Goma more of this?
Big evil wizard man is actually a real fun type of enemy.
Yeah, we could have had more
He
stuff
didn't need to be big buff muscle dude. He could just be really good with magic.
Yeah, I agree. That's what it should have been. And instead, we just got punchy, kicky, which is still fun, and we got some good stuff out of that. But we could have just gotten so much more if they'd allowed him to be more of that dark mage guy instead of, again, like Jiren fused with the clown one. I can't remember his name. I feel bad.
Yeah, Jiren fused with his own god of destruction.
Yeah, which, wow, that I forgot that he was his god of destruction, which makes that extra funny.
Isn't it? But ultimately, still fucking amazing. Loved it.
Yeah.
The only complaint, want more. That seems to be the only complaint I typically have here.
Yeah.
Want more.
Honestly, a lot of people are going to be surprised, considering how much I've complained over the last several episodes, that I will say that, damn, I'm going to miss the show now, but I will miss the show because its positives were really good.
They're great. Like, the positives are very high.
Like, people like asking, why do you keep tuning back in? Because when it's good, it's like this. And, despite the fact that I had a lot to complain about, I still really like this show. Like, this, and by the way, this ending took it from, which honestly was way too negative last time when I said C+. Nah, it was at a B- at worst back then. Now it's at a solid B for me. I'd say a solid B.
That's fair. I was still gonna say it's somewhere sitting around like a B- B for me, but I think that's a fair range.
Yeah.
Like this, I will say, I feel like for what we got, all the problems aside, they stuck the landing.
Yeah.
Like they stuck the landing, the same way the FAA is continuing to stick all of its landings, in ways that most people survived. Most people survived. That's fine.
Nah.
B-. Nah. Please clap.
Oh my god. Nick.
Look, I fucking hate the world.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
hey, we can get into that actually here in a second because so after
they stuck the landing. I'm very happy. Goma gets beaten. They use the Mafuba on him and put him in a genie bottle with Degasu, who I kind of forgot existed for a minute.
Yeah, no, when Degasu showed back up, I'm like, yo, bro, what? Oh,
where you been?
Right. You're Shin's brother, right? Was that what you were? I forgot. What a wet fart of a character.
Yeah, as far as wrap-up goes, I actually kind of like the wrap-up, too. Like, they did everything... I feel like they did everything right.
They didn't do one particular thing, which I was almost certain they were going to do.
Refuse Shin and Kibito?
No. I realized that they full-on given up on that. I have no idea how they square that with Super.
I thought when they went to the bug shop lady at the end that's what was going to happen somehow.
We'll get into that later, too.
Yeah, I love that bit. I like the way they resolved the Demon King ascendancy, where they're trying to decide who the next one is. Like, normally it's the person who beat the last Demon King. And Ku's just sitting there like, wait, that's me. Hell yeah, I'm the king, baby!
First of all, Shin, fuck you. Fuck you. Shin, you're useless. You're a useless idiot. You useless little idiot. I'm sorry. I hate that moment where he goes up to his like, oh, you should do it. You show that you still have a sliver of conscience. Shin, shut the fuck up, dude. Go home.
She literally enslaved an entire realm.
Yeah, shut up, man. You suck. You are the worst at your job. You were about to give it back over to someone who is plainly evil.
It's nepotism. It's nepotism.
Yeah, no, you fucking suck, Shin.
He doesn't have a say in the matter.
You don't have a stake in this. First of all, fuck kings. How about the people get to decide who the fuck's gonna rule over them?
No, we get a king, but he's fair and just. And
well, I mean, so at least what Ku ends up doing is like, all right, I need ministers. I need people who are doing all of these jobs, like, because
you get to be a minister. You get to be a minister. You get to be a minister. Hibis, can I be a minister? Fuck you.
Which was the right move.
It was. It's funny.
The moment that she was like, yeah, I refuse. I don't want it. Which, okay, that's a little weird, girl.
Yeah, when she refused the ascendancy to the crown, her reasoning made a bit of sense. Where it's like, somebody's just gonna like backstab me like everybody else backstabbed the previous people. I don't want to deal with that shit. I don't want to be looking over my shoulder forever.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah. I mean, when you put it like that, it really is just a matter of, when I had the Dragon Balls, I would have done it. But now,
if I had unlimited power, maybe. But, her Majin spawn baby boy becoming the king, the smart one, too. Like, the one that's admittedly a very good strategist who has a good head on his shoulders.
Who's a very good judge of character.
He's a good boy.
The moment that they all looked to him, I was freaking out because I was like, please don't make a total joke of this. I mean, it's funny. It's a bit for comedy, but please don't just like be like, oh, he's gonna be the king and he sucks at it, but he's the king now. No,
he's competent. He's purely competent.
Never being like, wait a second, he might actually be good at this job.
Oh shit, he might be good.
Yeah.
Crap, I actually have to work now.
I loved that. The fact that he immediately starts making good reasons for all of these people to have these jobs. He's just so quick to do the right thing. Blessed be Majin Buu. He is the good boy we don't deserve, but the one we need right now.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with their whole resolution there. How did you feel about Goku revealing that maybe Super Saiyan 4 was already something he was working on?
Okay, no, that sucks.
I'm not. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's them just trying to be like, okay, maybe we should make this less of an ass pull. But then, like,
I mean, it makes it less of an ass pull,
but not really.
Yeah, no, it just, I don't like it. Like, I'm sorry, does it require the tail? Because
can he do it? Like, is this now an entirely alternate universe from Super?
I mean, it has to be.
Yeah.
Like, I heard somewhere that they were trying to square this with Super.
You can't.
You can't.
With
that you've just made it effectively impossible. Like the fact that we never see Super Saiyan 3 from Vegeta, the fact that we never see Super Saiyan 4 from Goku.
I will say I did like Vegeta, like Goku saying like, well, you went Super Saiyan 3. Fuck you! That wasn't Super Saiyan 3. That was Ultra Vegeta 1. Maximum Over Saiyan, bitch.
Yeah, no, that made that whole bit worth it.
I love that.
Him saying Ultra Vegeta 1. Cool. Okay.
I like that.
Because
he called Ascended Saiyan or whatever the hell it was called Super Vegeta. So I don't know if that's a nod to that, but I feel like it is. That's great.
I could have done without them bringing back out the old bargain sale line. Really weird to do that.
It didn't bother me because, I mean, let's be honest. Nostalgia is a big factor in this show. It's a love letter to everything in Dragon Ball that came before it, and that is a very memorable beat. Line.
But for me, the way that I like nostalgia used in things is not when you just repeat the thing, though. Like,
I know, but it's not for everybody. But I understand why it's there, and it didn't bother me.
Yeah. I could have done without the oh, I didn't know if it would work, but no, come on. Like, look, it's not, you're not killing this for me. I've already had this really good episode. I don't care at this point about this whole line of dialogue. And if you want to say that it at least helps explain how this all came about, well, honestly, it kind of makes it a little bit worse for me in a way, but
Kinda?
whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I genuinely don't.
It makes you think that like maybe what Neva did wasn't actually like I think what they're trying to do is like Neva didn't give him the power, he already had it. Neva just healed him or something. I don't know.
I would have tried to have come up with a different way to do that myself, but it's fine. I really liked just this whole ending. Them like, I don't know. It worked very well for me.
No, it was a great wrap up.
Neva talking with Dende and Piccolo was nice. They get a little moment together.
You sure you don't want to stay here? Nah, we got to get back to Earth.
No, if I'm here, I'm just going to be a minister. Back on my home, I'm a god.
and Neva's just sitting there like, I'm going to be so lonely.
I know,
my
right?
grandkids never talk to me.
Well, now he doesn't have to pretend to be senile and can hang out with everybody else. So
it's true.
And maybe take a bath. Take a bath, you old man. You stinky old man. Take a bath.
And I like how they showed that literally their actions it made everything in all of the worlds better.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The heavy air in the third world got cleared out, so everybody can fly freely now. Now people don't have to steal all the planes.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the thing that I thought they were gonna do, but they didn't. I swore we were gonna get like, you know how they had all those frames at the end? I thought we were gonna get at least one frame of them taking the collars off people. I mean, now it's obviously implied that the collars don't even matter if they're on or off, and they'll almost certainly be taken off. It's not a matter of like, I needed to see that. I was just certain that we would get it. It's fine. It's not even a complaint. I was just sure we'd see it, and we didn't. But
speaking of all the cards at the end, I liked what we got there, because it's all just like flashes of like, this is how this world's improving, this is how this world's getting along. Here's everybody reacting to becoming adults again. I loved Chi-Chi's, where she's just standing on a step stool and all of a sudden she's tall, washing a dish. Like she was just doing house chores as a child, and there's like, what happened? I loved that one. I don't know why.
In terms of the visuals for all those final shots, the art is so good. I was looking at every single one of them. I'm like, these look like posters.
Yeah.
What the heck? And then when we got to Chi-Chi's, my heart kind of warmed because, one, Chi-Chi just looks so cute in that shot.
Yeah, it's adorable. She's like, she got that like shocked look, like, huh? Standing on the step stool, so you immediately know what was going on.
And two, the environmental storytelling is peak. It's so good. It's just one of those, it's very simple too. It's not like it's very complicated, but just having the step stool there and having her look surprised, it's phenomenal. Way to go, guys. I
also really like the one of Goten and Trunks on hoverboards, even though they can fly. I mean, I guess it's still, there's some novelty to it. I don't know, but it's just very fun art.
Yeah, I can see them being those like a couple of kids, like a couple of rich kids who go out and do like stuff that is less comfortable and like more, how do I put this? It just reminds me of that a little bit. Like,
doing it for the style.
Yeah, doing it for the style. It's like they can fly, but they find some novelty in these little hoverboards that can't do what they can, and that's cute. That's Goten and Trunks to a T for me too. A couple of kids who are like, well, we could try this though. You can fly. I don't care. Yeah, it's like, but it's a hoverboard. Yeah, no, I love that.
It doesn't touch the ground. But you can fly. But the board can too. It's like me.
I really that whole segment is really cute. Hold on, is there anything we're missing from the episode proper? Because I feel like we have not rushed through, but I want to because before we go to the ending. Gosh,
I can't think of any I'm interested that Ponzi went back with them to Earth apparently, or is at least escorting them back to Earth.
I think that she's just escorting them. I think that's the implication, because Glorio was with them too, and he's a minister now. So, no, it's this whole episode, top to bottom. It's got like one or two things I could meh on, but otherwise, damn, dude, like,
yeah, one of the best episodes in the show for sure.
So cute,
far and away,
so funny. Like, damn. Oh yeah, like, and again, Hibis getting snubbed made me laugh, because he doesn't deserve the role. No. But there's that part of me that's like, oh man, but Hibis saved your asses. He deserves something.
But he'll probably get. He got a new hat. He got a new hat.
That's true. He did.
I love Hibis, but he's a little shit. But him being a little shit is why I love him.
Yeah. He also doomed them. Also, like almost doomed them by giving the belt over. So yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, Hibis is Hibis, and you know what? He doesn't.
Hibis is going to continue to exist as Hibis.
Yeah, Hibis is gonna Hibis. So
if you give Hibis power, you take away what makes Hibis Hibis.
Exactly. I can't wait for No, I just made
Dragon Ball Hibis.
No, I just made myself sad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wow. We'll have to talk about that sometime.
Yeah.
Do we want to do like a full series recap video? Because I'd like to do that, because I would like to talk about it top to bottom if we could. I don't want to do that here.
Going through the whole thing right now, I just want to talk about this episode, but we can do that at some point here.
Yeah, then we can talk about a specific point.
Take like a little bit of a breath away from it, so that like the malaise can clear.
Yeah, so I can let the entirety of it sink in. I will say this though. I am not firmly a person who believes in binge culture. I could see this being better on a binge.
Yeah, especially those last few episodes in a row. All of the pacing issues we were feeling with that probably would have been resolved a lot better if you could watch them back to back.
A little bit.
Yeah, for sure. But the post-credit scene.
Okay, yeah, this
was just the cherry on top.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it.
I was not. If you'd asked me what's going to be the post-credit scene, I would not have been able to guess it was this.
What's insane to me is the character acting in this was about as well animated as the fighting. Because, like, Bulma's expressions and animation, I'm just like, holy shit, where'd this come from?
Yeah, I think I might be wrong on this. I think that was Ryo Onoshi. I could be wrong.
Well, good for fucking him, man.
Yeah, no, his character work is phenomenal. I'm pretty sure he did a lot of the stuff with remember that episode with Goma and the girl? Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, it looks a lot like his work. Just phenomenal stuff. Unbelievably fluid stuff for what is ultimately, I mean, a very important scene.
Yeah.
If we're being honest, but a scene that I just never expected to happen, where they're like,
go back. Like, Goku's like, hey, we're running low on senzu beans. Mind if we go back to that bug lady? I want to buy some more of them heal bugs. And they go back to the heal bug lady, who, like, you know, they have that little, oh wow, you guys got old quick. What happened? Is that the bugs? Did the bugs do that? Not my fault. Read the warnings. So they're looking over the bugs. Bulma gets grossed out, finds out that there's bugs that make your skin 10 years younger. It's like, gimme. That's...
There's a part
the animation on Bulma in that whole chunk I absolutely adore. It's fantastic.
There's a part of me that if I were, like, because they brought up the skin smoothing, the skin smoothing bugs, and there was that part of me that was like, that's kind of Bulma's whole deal, right?
Yeah, the beauty bugs, the bow bugs.
I would have cut the part with her, like, looking at herself in the mirror. That kind of seemed to lay it on a little bit thick. You didn't need to frame it like that. We all know what Bulma's about, but fine.
Especially when her face is already just immaculate because she's an
anime
anime character.
You know what? I will say this. Actually, no, never mind. It works perfectly because I completely forgot about the fact that she just was a child.
Yeah.
And now she's... Never mind. Actually, no. I kind of didn't think about it, the framing like that. Thinking about that, no, it makes total sense that she immediately just starts looking in the mirror. Never mind. Yeah, no, perfect. And that actually makes it even better that she's immediately like, I can't go back.
Gimme.
I won't go back. I will not crack. I won't go back.
Yeah, and then the big gag where they're just looking through, like, wait a minute, what are these? Dusts off an old jar, and there's 2 more of those Tertian oculuses just sitting in a jar. It's like, oh yeah, I sold one of those years and years ago, but they're really expensive, so they just been kind of sitting there. You want them? I'll give you a deal on them.
How old is that lady?
Very.
That lady is stupid old.
She's older than Abra.
And you know what? She's got some smooth ass skin. She's
been taking the bow bugs.
She's been using the bugs. Like, impressive stuff, lady. I don't even care if you're a Majin. Like, you're looking pretty good for somebody who's got to be thousands of years old.
Yeah. I loved that as, like, a capper gag. Like, oh yeah, you can just buy these at a store. I'm like, that feels immensely Toriyama, and I love it.
This whole episode felt immensely Toriyama. It's got all of the silly shit that I love, but it managed not to take out, like, it managed not to undercut almost anything. Like I said, the anticlimax of the finale of the fight almost works in its favor because it's good. It works for Ku, and it works for Goma, and it works for the tone of this series. Because, well, I love all the, I love all the fighty stuff. It ending like that was perfect.
Yeah.
And then Ku becoming the king was perfect. And then them finding out that the Tertian Oculus was being sold at a drugstore in the middle of nowhere.
Buy him at a Demon World truck stop. Just...
I can't.
I loved it.
Yeah, I did too. That was so funny. I just sat there gobsmacked because I couldn't have seen that coming, dude.
She's just explained so like nonchalantly. It's like, oh yeah, the Tertian Oculus. Yeah, you just pop that in your forehead and you get immense power.
Oh, speaking of anticlimax, which beautiful moment. Absolutely beautiful. I forgot to mention this. Once the eye pops out, Glorio just walks over and steps on it.
Steps on it. Yep. And we're done. Not dealing with that again.
I can't. I let out a sharp yelp of a laugh when he just stomped on it. Like
That was good. It was like, okay, we're done here.
I was like, wait, is he gonna? He could. There's no way, Pop. Bonk. Oh, sorry.
I liked that.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
Yeah. The way they treated the eye throughout, I liked. I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of just, like, I guess it being, like, that big of a MacGuffin, but the fact that it was, and then it's just immensely readily available at a moment's call is funny.
Yeah, like, damn, what a setup. What a setup and payoff. Like, you couldn't, I couldn't have come up with that.
That was great.
Oh my God. I'm just
Fantastic gag.
Yeah.
Again, like, just
like this is
amazing way to end. Like, a perfect note to end on.
this whole episode is just basically everything I wanted from Daima. And God damn, dude.
I'm glad it ended on such an immensely high note.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 episode. Like, at lowest 8.5, because again, I think some of the fight choreography was just a little meh, and there's some stuff that it does that bugs the crap out of me. But
for this show, I think, like,
for the show, it's a 9.5.
For the show we got, I feel like the episode was perfect.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that this isn't, like, kind of perfectly in line for this particular show. Mm-hmm. Like, in terms of that, it's probably like more like a 9.5, maybe even just a perfect score, because damn, it wraps everything up sort of perfectly. Like, I've made my complaints about this particular episode known, and they're very few. Fuck you, Shin. I'm still on the fuck you, Shin train. I am firmly on that train, dude. Bro, nah. Like, you didn't have to arrest her. You didn't have to, like, put her in jail. Probably should have. Definitely should have, actually. Really, really should have. But whatever.
What did she do necessarily, like, other than enslave an entire group of people? I mean, come on, man.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say. You know what?
That was within the law at the time.
Yeah, and you know what?
It was the old regime.
And it was Goma's order. She was just following orders.
Which,
orders. I won't lie. It's a little bit weird to see them, like, waving in that post credit, like during the credits, where they're just waving at the soldiers, and it's like, yo, the soldiers took part in war crimes. Can we, like, are we how?
Well,
okay,
you're
right.
hold on. You're imposing human ethics on demons.
I am not a cultural moral relativist. So yes, I am doing that. So yeah, no, and you know, it's fine. It doesn't actually bother me all that much. I'm not gonna, like, sit over here and talk about the ethics of the demon world.
I did like Ponzi waving Vegeta's arm for him.
Yes, oh my God, he's just waving his arm. He's like, whatever, dude. Oh yeah, no, I love that. That was, there's so many small bits. If you go back, there's just so many small bits that make this episode as good as it is. Oh,
like, spectacular action, great character moments. This to me is like
peak Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it's peak Dragon Ball. Like, it just is. I love that.
Oh man.
And it's as like much as some of those episodes were, you know, not great, this one was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah. I damn.
It made me remember why I love Dragon Ball.
Yes. This was, damn it. Everything in this was like a perfect example of why Dragon Ball can be so goddamn good. And I want people to kind of really look at this episode and why it's so good, and realize why I might have been a little bit more negative in certain places. This is just my favorite kind of Dragon Ball, where the action's cool. They're doing really neat stuff with these big powers. We get great comedy. We get good character moments. This is the best of Dragon Ball to me, and that's why I'm so glad, because there's nothing that would have made me sadder than this episode also being unsatisfying. I was, and it's not even a matter of lowered expectations, I hope, because there was a part of me that was kind of going into this like, all right, I don't know if you can do anything to really kind of raise me from where I've been the last couple of episodes.
And it fucking did.
And it did. It really, really did. And I just, fantastic stuff. I'm gonna miss this show. I'm so sad it's over. It's like you said, the worst part about it is that we're not getting more.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, what did you think of this episode? Like this, I can't imagine many people having much negative to say about this episode other than want more. So what'd you guys think about it out there?
What was your favorite part of the episode? What was your least favorite part of the episode?
Do you like my mustache? Just anything out there. Let me know. Yeah, you didn't notice this entire damn time.
Well, yeah, what are you? I mean,
I'm an actor. I need a mustache for a thing I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I was going to assume.
Right now I'm Jake the Snaking it.
Yeah, honestly, it's not bad on you. I can't do it because I look like I have to go door to door in my neighborhood and tell people.
The long hair helps, I think. It makes me look like a 70s hippie or like Iron Mike Hagar or some shit.
Yeah, you know what? I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, or Jake the Snake Roberts is what I've heard. Anyway.
Yeah, down in the comments. Yes or no on Lenny's mustache?
It won't be around for too long because I'm not a huge fan of it.
You do look better with beard. I
do.
Look, if you want my honest homosexual opinion, go with it.
I always appreciate it.
All right, well, everybody, thanks for joining us. We plan on doing at least one more episode, so where we go over the whole show. So.
We're gonna take some time to digest.
Yeah, gotta let this meal sit before we get on the toilet.
And until then, check out the Talkcast Pod Show. We talked about Invincible and Captain America. Then you can hear us talk about the state of the world.
I won't lie. There's a part of me where Koo is putting all these people in charge who should be, and I'm like, can we get Koo as president? I want President Koo.
President Koo.
President Koo, save us.
But no, we get Hibis.
Oh my God.